Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we continue our journey in Such is the Joy of Our Reunion EX stages, featuring all Rhine Lab operators. This video is going to cover stage 5 to 7, and stage 8 will be in a second video since that one is about 10 minutes long. Let's get started. For stage 5, you will need 5 operators. You can try switching Pelopsis with a different healer, or just bring additional one to make your life much easier. Start by deploying Mew facing right. Since there isn't an easy way to deal with those fastings coming from the right, you have to clone Dorothy facing right and use Mew's skill 3. As you are battling those fastings, deploy Nasty on the bottom left to block the red box. Then, start building a high ground on the bottom. This is a perfect spot for Ifrit to dish out tons of damage. Now, Nasty by herself does not do enough damage and will soon be overrun by those humilities, so you need to retreat a construction unit and deploy Dorothy facing left to help her out. I used Dorothy's skill 3 for this mission, but I'm pretty positive that her other skills also work. After the high ground is fully built, you can retrieve the other construction unit and deploy Pelopsis. Now, you have deployed all operators and complete the setup. The rest is just deploying traps and activating skills when needed. And that's how you clear OR EX 5 challenge mode with Rhine Lab operators. Stage 6 is actually the second hardest EX stage. It took me about an hour testing different strategies before finding one that works. The biggest problem is none other than the 3 prosperities that were added to the challenge mode. Start by deploying Mew, cloning Ifrit. Afterwards, deploy Magellan and drop a clone on top of the first prosperity. Activate Magellan's skill when it is ready. Halfway through the skill, the drone will lose its cloak and be attacked by Prosperity's gold coin. Once the gold coin is spent, you can deploy a second drone, Nasty, and silence safely. Finish the Prosperity with another drone. When it dies, retrieve the drone and place Nasty's construction unit. Deploy Saria in front of the Ifrit clone. Saria by herself can only survive 1 or 2 gold coin attacks, so we need to figure out a way to kill those prosperities before they tear down our defense. Once you have enough DP, deploy Ifrit on a high ground device, and you shouldn't need to worry about any enemies coming from the top. A humility is about to spawn at the bottom, so get ready to place one of Magellan's drones on it. If you time it well, the drone will lose its cloak right when the second prosperity spawns. Now, we can deploy another drone and activate Magellan's skill to kill the second prosperity. The Ifrit clones are also doing good damage here. If everything goes according to plan, you should be able to kill the second prosperity before the third one arrives. Get ready to activate the map device to summon the dragon when the third one shows up. And that's how you clear OR EX 6 challenge mode with Rhine Lab operators.
お前の作戦、戦術は現代らしいものだが、根底にある思想は古臭いな。一体いつの時代の人間だ?
Stage 7 looks scary, but once you figure out a way to deal with those drifting aromas, it is actually not that bad. These drifting aromas have high res but low depth, so start by deploying Mew and cloning Dorothy. Immediately after activating Mew's skill, deploy a Silence Altar to protect those water clones. Then, as soon as you have enough DP, deploy Pelopsis to heal Silence Altar. With the help of a Silence Altar, those Dorothy clones survive longer and deal more damage to the two drifting aromas on the right. Then, deploy Dorothy facing down to finish them off. Activate Pelopsis' skill when you feel uncomfortable about your operator's health bar. Then, deploy Saria to block the lane on the left. Activate Mew's skill to get some DP, then retreat her and deploy Nazi to start building a high ground for Ifrit. We retreat Mew here because she will soon be exposed to a drifting aroma, and we don't have an extra healer to protect her. Plus, we need to free up some space for the construction units and silence. Once you have enough DP, deploy Ifrit to complete the setup. Starting now, all you need to do is deploy more traps to bind enemies for Ifrit, and use your 3 healers to make sure everyone stays alive. I prioritize using Silence Drone for Nasty in the bottom lane, and use the Silence Altar skills when a Blind Dragon is approaching. Those prosperities are a threat to our operators, so Make sure you place some traps to buy time for Ifrit to do damage. And that's how you clear OR EX7 challenge mode with Rhine Lab operators.
竣工だ。皆ご苦労。
And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.